Yesterday, Simone Biles, the Olympic gymnast, the best of the best, bar none, there is no one else even remotely in her league in women's gymnastics. I guess in an attempt to be inclusive and virtuous, decided to sell out all women and girls who have dreams to achieve and to succeed, and to specifically personally attack and body shame me. She tweeted this out of the blue, like this came out of nowhere, and she said, Riley, me, you're truly sick, all of this campaigning because you lost a race. First of all, if she's insinuating I lost to a man, I've lost several races in my career, duh, that's part of being an athlete. But if she's saying I lost to a man, that's factually incorrect. We tied, besides the point. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports. Let me get something straight. It's my job. It's the women's job. This is what Simone Biles is saying. It's the women's job to find a way for the men's feelings to be validated, for their identity to be affirmed. That's not my job, actually, at all. So to say I should be doing this is insane. If she wants to use her platform to uplift men and women's sports, then by all means. But it's certainly not my job, and I don't believe it's the job of any woman to do this.
You know, I find it wild that, people saying that men shouldn't be playing in women's sports is so controversial. Like when I think about that, it just like men playing in men's sports, women playing in women's sports, that just makes sense to me, right? And it makes sense to obviously many people that understand that men should not be allowed to play in women's sports. Men should not be able to take away the excitement and the accomplishments of a lot of women and girls that actually play in sports. And to have people a certain ideology, especially of course people on the left, where they're fighting so hard, right? They talk about being advocate for women and always making sure women are in safe spaces, but then when it comes to protecting women from allowing men in women's sports, it's like it doesn't matter, and they attack people that actually defend this, like that go against this, that men shouldn't be allowed to play in women's sports. And Simone Biles, of course, like she should understand more than anyone, right? Like I remember when women were going after her, talking about how the fact that she was married, that she was she appreciated a man, and she had a lot of women go after her. And the fact that and the fact that you're someone that's saying that you're pro women, that you support women, but you won't protect women when it comes to allowing men in their sport. It's just like, where does this mindset come from, right? And I think it's just this liberal ideology that just poisons a lot of people on the left, where they just can't understand that we have to protect women's sports, and we do that by not allowing men into women's sports. But for some reason, they can't grasp that.
She goes on to say, but instead you bully them. One thing's for sure, no one in sports is safe with you around. I can't even make sense of that last part, actually. Then out of the blue, she tweeted this. Bully someone your own size, which would ironically be a male, which is hilarious, really for two reasons. Number one, she's acknowledging there are differences, like physiological, biological differences between men and women in saying this. Secondly, I'm 5'5", which might seem like a giant to someone who's like 4'7", 4'8", but I'm pretty standard size for a woman. I guess like relatively muscular, right? Being an athlete, I would imagine Simone would understand that, but I weigh like 135 pounds, 5'5", of pretty much pure muscle. And again, if anyone would understand that, you would think it's Simone Biles, a woman who has historically been scrutinized for having a very muscular, masculine-looking body. She was scrutinized to the point she did this whole body positivity campaign. Then she has the nerve to say that I look like a man. And not to mention...
That's a lot of hypocrisy, right? Like, after you see that, Simone Biles is the last person to like call someone looking like a man, because we all know that, especially a lot of gymnasts are very muscular, right? They're like, when it comes to their body structure, their tonality, right? They're very muscular, and to come out and say that Riley Gaines look like she resembles a man. She, like you said, she's only 5'5", 135, and that I mean, I'm 6'1", like this 5'5" is like, it's kind of short. Like it's not, I wouldn't say someone looks like a man based on that. And, as someone that goes to the gym, you see a lot of muscular women as well. And obviously she looks very feminine. She looks nothing like a man. So like Simone Biles should know better than to actually say that, especially, going through the things that she's gone through to say someone looks like a man. And like, So it's a lot of hypocrisy when she obviously when you're making that statement.
This is a woman who has been incredibly brave in calling out and witnessing the horrific sexual abuse that she and hundreds of other female gymnasts faced at the hands of one sexual predator, that predator being Larry Nassar. In the same breath, believing that vulnerable women should be forced to strip down naked in front of men in locker rooms so long as it makes the man feel happy. If Larry Nassar came out as trans, would Simone think it's responsible or safe for him to be housed in a women's prison? To be very, very clear, I could care less what Simone Biles says about me. I'm a very secure person. I know I'm on the right side of history. I'm married, so if she wants to say I look like a man, I literally could care less. The most heartbreaking part about this, for me, is the platform that she has and the amount of young girls who look up to her. That she just, in a blink of an eye, sold out to appear to be virtuous. What we saw from Simone is the definition of pulling up the ladder behind you. Something people like Megan Rapinoe have also done. I have a feeling that if Simone's inclusive dream came true, she would have 0 Olympic medals and no one would even know who she is. So, if she wants to advocate for men and women's sports, by all means, it's America. You get to do that. I get to call you stupid for it, but you get to do that. Maybe in the 28 Olympics, she can compete and palm a horse in the rings. But I am going to keep standing up for women and girls, which is just about the least controversial take on the entire planet. If you can remove yourself from the opinions of the elite, of mainstream media, of Hollywood, of any elected representation, the position that I have taken is the same position that about 90% of Americans have taken, which is that men should not be in women's sports. Simone Biles having internalized misogyny and being a male apologist was certainly not on my 2025 bingo card. Yesterday, Simone...
Yeah, so I mean, look at when it comes to Riley Gaines, like she's clearly right? Like, I mean, anybody that's going to protect, women's sports when it comes to, not allowing men in women's sports, that's obviously that person's on the right side of history. But it just amazes me that we have a lot of people that see that as an issue, that you're attacking trans. Like, yo, if trans want to do that, create a league for themselves, like do that. But to say that a man should be able to compete in a woman's sport is just lunacy. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And you have a lot of people that just, it is like when you make that argument, it's just like where's this mindset coming from? Like, why do you think like this? Like, the majority of Americans in this country understand that men should not be participating in women's sports. This is not that controversial. It's not that complicated of an issue. But you have so many people in the mainstream media that go to bat. They go so hard, right, to create this controversy, right, to allow these people into the sports. It's just like, what is the point? What is the purpose of doing this? Are you trying to create distractions? Or are you just trying to create more division? But majority of Americans are on the other side. They believe that men should not be competing in women's sport. And for Simone Biles to actually, go this route is just like, why would you call her sick? Like, why would you call Riley Gaines sick for saying that men shouldn't be competing in women's sports? Like, why? Like, I mean, what's the like how is that? What is wrong with what she said? She is protecting women's sports. Do you not care about women and girls? Like, but I think for a lot of these people, it's just that they're around, of course, these liberals, they're around each other. And for a lot of these people like Simone, she probably feels like she has to cater and virtue signal to be accepted in this community. And obviously when you try to do that, you're going to say things that just make absolutely no damn sense. All right. So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share. And if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe. So you guys take care. Have a good one. Later.